So we found a nice flat space over here, and we have our location on the watch, the latitude and longitude, and that's been written down. So I'm going to wash my hands in the snow to try to remove the majority of the contaminants. I'm going to wash my equipment. Okay, so now that's done. We set out a 12 by 12 inch or 30 centimeter by 30 centimeter plot. I'm doing that with my probe here because it's got gradations on it. Okay, so the first sample that I'm going to do is the surface sample, and that is all of the snow that is in contact with the air. So I'm going to try to drag the shovel blade across the surface and remove the smallest amount of snow on the surface that I can, like what is touching the air. So let's see here. Okay, so this is our surface sample. We'll take this, bag it up, throw it in a sleeping bag, something to keep it frozen, and bring it back to melt up the car. Okay, so you can turn it off. I'll do the next. Okay, so for this next sample, we're going to wash our hands and our equipment again in subsurface snow. So there's some subsurface snow down over here. Wash my hands. My equipment. So for this sample, we're going to try to take a full 1 gallon bag full in the same grid that we produced last time. So we can cut 5 to 10 centimeters down to fill this bag. So I'm just going to slice around this grid with a shovel. And then this is a 1 gallon bag, so I'm going to attempt to fill it with this subsurface snow. And on the previous one, we removed the surface snow from this grid. Okay, so this is a full 1 gallon bag of the subsurface sample. With our surface sample, we ended up with about a fist of snow, simply because we just scraped the top. But this one's the subsurface, and you want to fill the full 1 gallon bag. And then this is ready to zip up, close, try to keep it frozen, and bring back to the car for melting. Okay, so we've brought back our surface sample here, and it's melting in about 5 fingers of water. So you take the snow, leave it in the bag, warm up some water to, I don't know, a little bit below boiling, and then put the bag with the snow in it and let it melt in the bag. And then we'll pull the water out of the bag and run it through a filter. So our surface sample has melted now. It's fully liquid. We're going to take a filter and lay it right on here. Set this closed with the filter in there. You put it on there like that. So we're going to pull a sample from inside the Ziploc. To the 60 mark, make sure that you have no bubbles. Put the filter on and slowly push it out. If you push it too fast, you can damage the filter, so nice and slow. This is a pretty good rate, like I've got going right now. So for the surface sample, we won't have a whole lot of snow, so we will just pull measurements until we're out of water and then make a note of how much water we've used. For the subsurface measurement, the procedure will be identical. You'll just melt the snow in a pot, be a little nicer with a larger pot, but we'll pull 10 60 milliliter poles from that, because you'll theoretically have a full bag. And unless the snow is especially dirty, and then you'll pull until the filter looks quite dirty, and then you'll make a note of how much water you used. But you do not pull over 10 60 milliliter poles. Yeah. Okay, so we've filtered our sample here. This is a subsurface sample. I'm just going to demo pulling it out and placing it in a coin case. So take this guy off here, open it up. These filters, they kind of like to stick when they're wet, so you sort of have to work around with a knife. The knife works pretty well. Let's see here. There we go. I'm just going to place it inside the coin case. So, and this little foam thing just serves to help it not bounce around in there and preserve it. Put it on there. And so then on this case, we want to write our GPS number, our location, general location, our elevation, the year, our initials, and it's pretty helpful to put if it's subsurface or surface as well. And then this is what will be sent off to the lab to be analyzed.